Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm wearing it because I'm hoping everybody in that Michigan program is okay in the athletics department, everywhere throughout the Michigan program because they were shut down last night. The student newspaper broke the news, and that probably was the biggest news of the day, just because we don't know what it means with a different strand of COVID. And I've heard about this, Rob, from other coaches lately, and they've said that have been hit by COVID, and they've said the difference has been lately that it hasn't been asymptomatic. Kids have actually had symptoms. It's going through their programs at a quicker rate and hitting them harder. And I hope this isn't something. I don't want to be Debbie Downer here, but I just hope this isn't something that is going to affect our country. Forget about college basketball, but more for our country. Going forward, and we're not going to be able to contain this thing, because it felt like we finally had positive vibes about all this, right? Biden taking over, wear masks, whatever it is, and hopefully again we can start to come together as a country and everything like that. And again, maybe I'm making too much out of this, but it is one of those things where you worry right now that this new strand is worse.
Yeah, the part that really opened my eyes to this was that this wasn't like a Michigan athletic department decision. This was like a Michigan state decision, like coming down from the governor, coming down from the people that are voted to be in charge in that state, that basically said, you guys can't do this. We have this new variant, this new strain, this new mutation. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm a doctor and that I understand everything that's what's going on there. But I do know that it's more transmissible and it's more contagious, and that's a problem with the way that this thing is already spreading in our country. And it really did feel like we kind of had the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Like the vaccines are starting to roll out. Yep. Like my family's starting to get them. My wife just got approved to be able to go get her vaccine. She's going to find an appointment now. And now I mean,
our buddy Gary Parrish just showed up down in Mississippi and got it. Like, I don't know, I think he just filled out a form, checked out and got, his first one. And I'm not going to lie. Like, I was jealous when I heard that. I was like, man, like here in Massachusetts, we're months away from that. Months. I mean, my dad's over, he's over 75 and he's still not able to get the vaccine. Probably you're talking a month or so for him. So anyway, yeah, listen, Michigan is a story to watch right now. But the bigger picture is obviously our country, and then college basketball, how it affects.
Yeah, and the thing with Michigan that's really, it kind of hits it home is that on Tuesday, Purdue played Ohio State. Right, they won at Ohio State. There's a video going around of the locker room after that game, where everybody, like Purdue won a game on what basically amounted to a buzzer beater hit by a freshman, and they're all jumping around celebrating in the locker room after the game. 12 hours after that, according to a timeline put together by Brendan Quinn at The Athletic, Sasha Stefanovic, who was in the middle of that celebration, tested positive for COVID-19 and started showing symptoms. He was isolated from everybody after testing positive. Purdue tested, I think they said every single day, maybe it was twice a day.
Yeah, the Big Ten tests every day with the PCRs, so that's how they can play right away. Basically,
right. So and Sasha
negative. Everybody else you can play because we're testing every day.
Yes. Yeah, and apparently Sasha showed symptoms and didn't immediately test positive, but they were like, you're going to isolate anyway, and eventually he did end up testing positive. But I mean, he was like, that was 12 hours after he was celebrating with all of his teammates in that locker room. And Michigan still decided to play Purdue on Friday night, 2 days later, because there were no positive tests. And that's the kind of thing where it's like, well, okay.
What are we doing?
Yeah, Purdue played Ohio State. Purdue played Ohio State on a Tuesday, right? Then Ohio State turns around and they played Wisconsin on Saturday at Wisconsin. So you had all of that travel with all of those teams. And now Michigan is shut down. It's just like at some point, it's kind of like,
well, is it going to go through the entire Big Ten now because of how they've handled this? And again, they test every day, which has allowed them, honestly, to be the most effective league in terms of high major league, in terms of playing games thus far. Right. But like the accuracy. Are they doing the right thing? I mean, they're getting their guys on the court, and that is a win. And again, listen, the mortality rate among college kids,
Yeah, but it's not the issue. And I keep the frustrating thing about all of this when talking to people about this, it's not
just the mortality.
It's not just whether or not these
100%.
kids are going to die. It's like, okay,
how sick are they going to get? Yes.
How sick are they going to get? Is there like a Keontae Johnson situation? And it's the spread. Like it's the spread of it, and
especially now.
And
now with this strain that we just don't know the answer to. So I'm with you. All right, let's move on to some.
Yeah, and look, Brandon just said that there were no positives in the basketball program, and yes, we know that. Not yet, we know that, but it's also like the risks that you're taking with it. It's I don't know.
We just don't know answers. We don't.
Yes, and look,
everybody's moved the chains so far, and let's hope we can get to the finish line. We're 7 weeks away today from Selection Sunday. I still say, Rob, it, and I'll say it again. NCAA, if you're listening, and we're going to have Dan Gavitt and David Warlock on the Goodman and Hummel podcast, which will be up on Tuesday. We're recording tomorrow. I'm going to ask them, bubble up, spend the money, $150 million, $100 million, whatever it costs, and bubble up. Because if you don't, telling you're going to run the risk of things like this. Michigan, other programs shutting down for 2 weeks. And then what do you do?
Because here's the other part of it, Jeff. Students are going to start coming back to campus eventually.
They already are.
Yeah. And that is the biggest risk. It's not what did your boy call it? The golden window. Yeah. The golden window has slammed shut. And
there was no golden window. Like ask Merrimack College about the golden window, or Siena, or South Carolina. Yeah, Frank Martin. The golden window worked out well. He got COVID twice.
Yeah, but okay. See, that's where trolling you comes. It works out perfectly.